I painted a sturgeon, strange, with sad eyes. Around him little fish swim free and easy. He remembers being one of them. Ordinary, but ordinary fish don't last long. Trawler trash. The sea isn't kind to obscure fish. It's go big or go home, so he changed from a simple fish to a sturgeon. People notice sturgeons, they remember them. That's why he became unique. We strive to be as unique as possible so we don't get replaced. I saw people around me. An example, a woman already elderly, having 3 grown-up children. She got sick, she got chronic disease, and after she passed away, her husband, within 1 year, remarried. That is when people pass away. Even an ex-partner of yours, it's burying you while you are still alive. So we move on. Nobody is that special, that is irreplaceable. In my romantic relationships, I try to be special, unique. I was not trying to be myself. There was this deep fear that if I am not unique and special, the people will leave me. So I was turning my interactions into performances. I had to speak extraordinary things. I have to do extraordinary gestures. You wouldn't imagine how many things I did and how many roles I played for fear of not being left. I danced for my partner because although I didn't want to dance, I was just happy to sit there and have a good conversation. Sitting on a chair and sipping a tea. But no, I had to be the belly dancer, that intelligent person who can talk about Jung and also do belly dances and also paints symbolic paintings. And there had to be special paintings. They had to be paintings from the Minoan civilization that didn't exist anymore. In my work, I worked in corporate before. I had certain skills. But no, I had to be something better and more, make myself irreplaceable. I learned several languages and I was this always upbeat person, always ready to fly to foreign countries, abroad to visit customers because, I was the young go-getter, I would be an asset for every company. One time I wanted to impress the people at work and I made this huge cake with strawberries and with a lot of cream. It was a work of art. There had to be someone like me, the salesperson who is very popular and she's traveling everywhere, bringing gifts to everybody, and also she's a master baker. The world has never seen a salesperson, such a good colleague as myself. Oh, I was in 7th heaven when they complimented my cake. Do not try to tweak yourself into shapes. Right now, in my mind came this image of these watermelon cubes they produce, I don't know where, in Japan. They forced the watermelon to grow in a cube shape. That's what we are trying to do when we try to become special. We cannot be regular watermelons. We have to be cube watermelons, if you know what I mean. Actually, this obsession of wanting to be special manifested itself also when I was a young child. I think I was about 5. I was in kindergarten and it was my birthday. And no kid was bringing cakes. It was a communist kindergarten. And I came to my mother whining. I said, I want a birthday cake. I want to bring it to the kindergarten. I remember my father joked and said, yeah, we are going to make you a birthday cake, polenta birthday cake. How about that? Polenta birthday cake. I was appalled. A polenta birthday cake. I mean, that is such a commoner food, right? That would make me very common. When you try to be special and unique, you become less natural. This is how it happens. I give you an example. I wrote 2 novels. I wanted to create the cover art for the book cover. And I made several drafts of paintings. And I was looking at them. And although they were looking quite good, I thought to myself, they are too common. Nobody will pick my book when the cover is looking so common. So I started to tweak. And the more I tweaked, I started to depart from my original vision. First draft. A yellow seaside. 2 lovers under the sun. Simple, real. Second draft. The couple stands in the desert. Posed, distant. It doesn't feel like a sweet romance anymore. Third draft. She's alone in a boat, watching a vapor city on the horizon. That vanishing city is her lover now. This isn't a love story anymore. It became something else. Unique, cerebral, not romance. When you try to become special or unique, you adopt things that are unnatural to you. You become a distorted version of yourself. And you know it when you create something and you try to make it unique, somehow it starts to look distorted. You know it, you feel it. You cannot just paint a vase with flowers. It has to be something special about it. It has to be the most special vase of flowers out there. We are indoctrinated in childhood that we are special. We are the purple tree in the forest with all the trees are the same, only we are special. You know those worksheets with snowflakes? There are no snowflakes alike. You are the most special person in existence. The idea that we are all unique and special, often heard as no 2 snowflakes are alike, mainly comes from the psychology of the 1960s. Thousands of years ago, people already understood that we are not just separate actors on a stage, each shining alone. Instead, they saw ourselves as contributors, part of a bigger whole. So in reality, I noticed that this law of specialness is not true. I look around and I see animals that live in communities, worker bees. They live for 6 weeks. Does anybody know any individual bee that it lived or died? Does anybody care? It's not the individual that it is special. There is the community. Community wouldn't thrive without the work of an individual bee. But individual bee in itself is not special. A while ago I had a dream and I painted it. In my dream there was this clear glass-like ocean, wonderful water, transparent, and inside I saw this exotic fish swimming around, and then suddenly a big sturgeon appears. And I was mesmerized. And at first glance, when I looked and I made the image of the dream, I was thinking, yeah, I must be the sturgeon. Because, the sturgeon is a rare fish. It is the source of caviar. I think the little exotic fish are the other people. The other people are commoners. They are common. They look all the same. They all do the same things. And they all copy each other. I am special. I am not colorful. I am gray. I am not so attractive. I found some kind of relief in being disagreeable or cynical, or this is the interpretation which I gave to this dream image, which I painted. You always have to be wary of obvious things because the unconscious doesn't give you a picture confirming your beliefs. The unconscious wants to inform you of things you don't know. For me, it was almost impossible to think myself as being one of these fish, symbolically. I was magnetically attracted to this image of the sturgeon, and which reveals me being actually hypnotized by this idea of being the center of the universe. You see also how I painted it. It's in the middle. It's like as if the ocean is revolving around the fish, symbolically me. To stop fearing being replaced, see yourself as part of something bigger. You are not on a stage, and life isn't a performance. Your job and relationships aren't for show. Most work done by living things goes unnoticed. This is natural. Fighting it only makes you tired. Trying to be unique all the time is working against this natural truth. I don't say you shouldn't grow or you shouldn't advance into something, but let that be a natural outcome of your naturalness.